So think about tiny tweaks. If you want to move your body more, start by taking 10-minute walks and don't sign up for a marathon. If you want to learn something new, start by reading for 10 or even 5 minutes a day. Listen to a podcast, read a book, take a course if you need to. But instead of diving in deep and wanting to do it all at once, that is what makes a lot of people get stuck in the rut. Hey friends, welcome to the Creative Business Mindset. This is your backstage pass to the realities of turning your passion into profit. Your talent is a great start, but it will not pay the bills until you get the courage to start and the resilience to grow beyond your wildest dreams. My name is Joke. I'll be your host. I'm a busy mom of 3, navigating the twists and turns of life and business. Grab the popcorn as I pull back the curtains to share stories from the field of doing. You'll get the good, the bad, and the glorious mess of starting afraid, the determination to keep going no matter what. Everyone knows you for that one thing. You know what I'm talking about. It's the thing that comes so naturally to you that you're happy to do it for free. That was me until I made 6 figures in my first year as a homestager, after wasting so many years being afraid to even take the first step. If only I knew then what I know now. We are all creatives at heart, whether you're working with numbers, staging and designing, or making critical everyday decisions. Your creativity shows up in unexpected places that go beyond art and design. Your ability to see possibilities where others see limits is your superpower. Embrace it because so many people are waiting for what you have to offer. And yes, you already have everything you need. You can start where you are right now using what you have. I've made so many mistakes so you don't have to. If this Nigerian girl can do it, you, my friend, can do it too. Let's go. Today, I'm taking a moment to look back on the past year and forward with high hopes for the year ahead of us. The future is so bright. Let me start by saying a massive thank you to all of you for being a part of this incredible journey. Your support, feedback, and encouragement mean the world to me. This podcast will not be what it is without you. Let me tell you something, people. Together, we have hit some exciting and amazing milestones. This is episode 10, y'all. I'm pinching myself. Yes, we are on a roll. Listeners tuning in from 10 countries: Australia, India, Russia, Italy. I don't even know anyone in these places. I'm truly thankful for a growing community of subscribers who show up episode after episode. I want you all to know that I cherish every message, feedback, and the precious time you spend listening to me blab every other week. These have been the real fuel that keeps this train moving. And if you're new here, welcome. Let's make this year even more amazing. Okay, last year felt like 1.5 years rolled into 12 months. What a year. And a December to remember. It's been a year of yes and amen. A year of no's. A year of heart-wrenching grief and trials that shook me to my very core. That is a whole other episode. And I might get into it in the near future. I have had achievements that made me proud and celebrations that reminded me to pause and just soak it all in. It's been a year of leaning into newness, a year of change, big, small, and unexpected. And most importantly, it's been a year of saying yes to what fills me up and an unapologetic no to anyone or anything that does not. It's a great time for change. And speaking of change, I have some big news. As you may have noticed, our podcast has a new name, The Creative Business Mindset. If you've been here for a while, you know that the heart of the show is all about helping you turn your passion and creativity into profits. That has not changed. The new name reflects something bigger with a mission to support small business owners in starting, growing, and scaling their dreams, and some real life stories that connect to the core of our humanness. And you know what? At the core, we are all creatives. Creativity is your ability to think differently, innovate and bring new ideas to life. So you don't need to be an artist or a designer. You just need to explore and apply your unique perspective to whatever you do, because that is what business is all about. If you have a solution to any kind of problem, you are a creative and you can be an entrepreneur. So embrace it and lean into it. Okay. I went through a long process of selecting the name for the podcast at first, and I settled on the business of homestaging because it is my registered company name and it aligned with the goal of helping homestagers like myself to monetize their talents and build profitable businesses. It's also about mindset, creativity, and being open to new opportunities. So why the change? Well, something unexpected happened. Feedback from listeners like yourself and analytics from podcasts and other major platforms, it revealed something very surprising to me, honestly. Our audience wasn't just home stagers and designers. Entrepreneurs outside the staging world, photographers, engineers, small business owners, and professionals in fields completely unrelated to design. Many of these have shared with me how the life lessons, creativity, strategies, and all the things I blab about have resonated with them too. And because of the podcast, I've had consultations with a client that's starting a new business in real estate, guiding them through their licensing and marketing and how to get started. A client that's starting an adult family home, and yet another starting a concierge business. And I'm watching their businesses unfold. I feel so blessed to have people who are tapping into my experience, and I'm so excited to help them monetize their passion with a scalable business framework that we're building together. I'm really excited for that. So please keep the feedback coming. I pay attention to them to make sure that I'm delivering what you're looking for and connecting with you in meaningful ways. These feedbacks and the analytics made me realize something powerful. The challenges of turning your passion into profit and using our innate abilities and natural talents to help solve problems. They are not unique to staging and design alone. They are universal, and that is how businesses are built, by solving problems. So building a business, whether it's staging or other field, it takes courage, adaptability, and the willingness to think differently. So let's talk about evolution. Using myself as an example, real estate and home staging are my foundation. It's where I learned to turn my creativity into a business. And along the way, I discovered the power of mindset and strategy that has really helped me and has been the catalyst that keeps my business going. I will always be a home stager and designer at heart. And my company, the Business of Home Staging, remains committed to offering mentorship, education, and support to home stagers and aspiring stagers who are building their own businesses. That has not changed. I've learned a few lessons from the process of this evolution, and I want to share them with you because change can feel risky and uncomfortable. Rebranding this podcast wasn't easy. I wondered if my homestaging community will feel left out, or people wouldn't even connect with a new vision. Or will people judge me that I had no direction or didn't know what I was doing? Yada, yada, yada. All the mindset drama that I allowed for a fleeting moment. But what I've learned is that growth requires change, and change requires courage. So here are the lessons I want to share. Start where you are. And you will hear this over and over again from me like a broken record, because this is my main focus. And one of the passions that I have is helping people realize that they already have what they're going to need to get started. We all do. So let's think about this for a moment, because it got me thinking when I was writing the script for this podcast. Whether you're at Team Android or Team iPhone, two of the biggest notable mobile platforms, and frankly, two of the big 5 tech companies in the world, right? Google and Apple. The fact that they don't wait to perfect their operating system before they release them, that tells us that there is room for improvement. This is the reason why we all have to constantly update our phones with each release. As you can see, friends, readiness is not a prerequisite for success. If such powerful entities with the brightest minds and unlimited resources, they know to embrace this approach of progress over perfection. Why are we not doing the same? We're all buying these phones like $1,000 for an iPhone, and it's not even perfect. So whatever it is that you have to sell, you are ready right now to start making money from where you are using what you have. We know we have to update those phones, and there are always glitches. There are always bugs to be ironed out. So the version of you today is not the version of you next year. Unless, of course, you're not releasing your products and services. I use those terms product and services loosely because it applies to whatever it is you want to do that you're not doing right now. There will be nothing to update. There will be no new versions of you. So stop serving up same old, day in, day out, thinking I'm not ready, I don't have what I need. You deserve better, and the people who you are meant to serve also deserve better, and they're waiting for you. So embrace change. Change isn't about fixing yourself. You're not a broken radio. It's about adapting, learning, and creating space for new opportunities. The smartest moves require making a shift. Audiences evolve, your goals change, the market shifts, and pivoting isn't failure, it's strategy. I am huge on planning, but you also need to be open to adapting and shifting our mindset and not being afraid to shake things up as we go. When I noticed that the podcast was resonating with a broader audience, I had two choices. I could stick with my original plan or adapt. In this case, the message was already there. The title just needed to match the message, and making that small tweak, that small adjustment, it doesn't take away from the vision of the message. It means operating on the growth mindset and evolving into the future version of myself. So now let's talk about the fear of being judged, because this is real. And friends, no matter what you do, how you do it, who you do it with, you will be judged. So why not make some progress while experiencing the judgment? I read a book by one of my favorite authors, Brené Brown. The title is The Gift of Imperfection. I read a lot of books, and these have really, really helped to shape how I operate, my mindset, my lifestyle, and all that. I'll drop a link in the show notes. This book helped me understand that embracing and even sharing my fears and challenges, evolving and being vulnerable is not a weakness. It's a strength. It's a good read. I highly, highly recommend it. And hey, if things don't go exactly as planned, that's okay. The whole point of anything is change. Remember the updating of the operating system. That is the mindset I'm operating on. And who knows, maybe next year, next month, in a few months down the line, I may need to change the podcast title again. I may need to change direction. That is okay. Life is not a straight line. It never is. It's a series of twists and turns, lessons, moments where we need to remind ourselves that we're still growing, and we should be proud of that. We should own it. I want to address a fear that many of us have, especially women. Why we shy from putting ourselves out there, for the fear of failure and judgment. And when I started out in the business, I worried, what would people think? What if I failed publicly? What if my friends judge me? Isn't it funny how we're always thinking about judgment from our friends, the very people that we're closest to, that are supposed to support us and have our back? Those are the ones that we're actually worried about. We're not worried about the public. We're not worried about strangers, because the strangers don't care. It's our friends, the ones who have always known you to not do that thing that you're now wanting to do. They're looking at you with the side eyes like, what does she think she's doing? And honestly, I have experienced all of that. It has happened to me, and I know it will happen again. And it's happening as we speak. But as I continue to grow and allow myself to follow the unknown path to what is possible, here is the thing. The people who truly matter, they will cheer you on from the sidelines regardless. And those who don't, it's not because they're being mean. The thing is, they have not been given the same vision that you have. So they don't see where you're going. And that's okay. When somebody doesn't see where you're going, how do they believe to follow you there? The only approval required is yours. So just believe in the journey and continue to take one step every day to get you closer to it. I am forever grateful for the support I've received from my family and friends in my personal life and throughout my career, my colleagues, mentors, coaches, but I have also encountered direct and indirect "who does she think she is" vibe. Well, I am exactly who I think I am. I am unstoppable. The thing is, do you just do not attempt to get in my way, and there will be no casualties. I digress. While collaboration and community are very essential parts of leadership and growth, I found that the most productive times that have led to amazing concepts were found in solitude because a degree of separation and loneliness, and I use the term loneliness very loosely, it allows you the essential space that's needed for deep work and reflection, strategic thinking, and the ability to make difficult decisions and change without external influences or distractions from well-meaning friends who are unable to see the vision you've been given. There is a Nigerian proverb, "Here I go again." The Nigerian culture and language is just so rich in wisdom. And the proverb says, "What an elder sees laying down, a child cannot see even from the treetop," which means what is inside you that's driving you to take the steps and do all the things you're doing towards your dream and changing and pivoting. No one else has been given that gift to see it because it's yours alone. So you have to stop seeking validation from people who have never walked the path where you're going to. There's so many people in the world who have done things that you want to do. You are not a pioneer in anything. Everything has been done. And so you can find somebody who has been there, walk that journey, and just attach yourself to them. I know that people want to help, but you have to ask. So being open to change creates opportunities that you could never ever have imagined. I never planned to be a podcaster, an educator, or a mentor to entrepreneurs outside of homestaging or even in homestaging and design. But it all happened as a part of the plan and purpose, which only started to reveal themselves as I went on. By staying open and adaptable, these opportunities are coming into my life and I'm embracing them. As we start the new year, let's not get into the pressure of goal setting for the sake of goal setting, making resolutions that end at the end of January. Hey, I'm speaking for myself and maybe for everyone else. And eventually it throws you into the guilt trip of not enoughness. I know that's not a real word. That leaves you feeling worse than the previous year. So instead of setting goals, what I'm doing this year differently is focusing on the things that I want to experience rather than a checklist that I'm afraid I won't complete. What if we don't call them goals and resolutions? What if we thought of it like planting seeds of possibility? It means being real with yourself on the things you truly want to achieve and how you want to feel as a result of your actions, not the other way around where we set goals and then hope to achieve a result. For me, my focus this year is not another leadership training or business coaching. It's more of mindfulness, decluttering my brain, connecting with my spirituality, and being fully present with my family, enjoying more time with my friends, because this allows me to operate from a place of love for the people around me and a deep love for myself. So it doesn't feel like a to-do list or a goal to achieve, but more of just living my life more mindfully. So I'm investing my time and resources in things that fill up my soul outside of work, because I've experienced some losses in recent times that have shifted my priorities and remind me that life is fleeting. And so being honest with myself on what success looks like is important for me to shift my focus to those things. You better believe that I have big, hairy, audacious goals. However, as I grow, like I said, I'm learning that the things that will get me closer to my business and career goals are not the goals themselves. It is being in alignment with my purpose. And I've chosen to focus on that so I can enjoy more of the things and the people that truly matter on my journey to being more. I want to challenge you to think about something you would like to do in the new year. Maybe you'd like to feel healthier, travel somewhere new, finally start that business idea that's been nagging at you, or even just try to figure out what you want to be when you grow up. Instead of creating another to-do list and a timeline, what if you reframed it? Ask yourself, what it would feel like to have more freedom with your time? What would you feel like to enjoy working more? What would it feel like to be more creative, or whatever it is that you want to do? This will shift the focus from the achievement to alignment. You're not just chasing goals, you're setting up yourself for experiences that align with who you want to become, and that will organically spill over into your work, your business, and your relationships. Also, think small and sustainable. You know, that big overhaul that we all do, that is what creates overwhelm. We want to do these big, big things. Like I said, I have big goals, but my path to getting there has changed based on what I know as I grow in my journey of being more mindful. So think about tiny tweaks. If you want to move your body more, start by taking 10-minute walks and don't sign up for a marathon. If you want to learn something new, start by reading for 10 or even 5 minutes a day. Listen to a podcast, read a book, take a course if you need to. But instead of diving in deep and wanting to do it all at once, that is what makes a lot of people get stuck in the rut. But if you pace yourself, little steps add up. The small steps will give you momentum, and the momentum is where change that matter really happens. Another book that I highly recommend is Atomic Habits by James Clear. I have read this book many times. Reading is my own superpower, and it has given me a lot of insights that help me to continue to grow and improve myself. Once again, I thank you for being a part of this community and for letting me learn and grow along with you. If this episode resonated with you, would you do me a favor? Share it with someone who needs encouragement to start something new or the courage to change and move in the right direction. And that is all of us. You've been listening to the Creative Business Mindset podcast. Remember to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for listening and keep doing all the things. Until next time.